Wanna see something cool? Hello Spendumblers, and welcome to a compilation of games that will break your fingers and your mind, all to change a letter from an A to an S. The first game to attempt a hit on my wrist is Shady Knight, a game where the move list rivals fighting games and deals of questionable merchandise are plentiful. The game begins with a heroic last stand. The game begins with you getting your ass beat, and then you're given a single knife with a chain and let loose. The game then slowly teaches you most of the important moves, like sliding in full plate armor, or kicking a wall for momentum, or parrying fall damage. It also introduces new weapons and enemies slowly. At the start, all you will have is that chain knife, which can be used for a range of things, like opening boxes, getting things from high shelves, oh, and grappling to enemies to drag them or yourself around. Once they are flying, you could slam them into the ground with the knife, but you have a perfectly good leg right there that you can use to kick them off the map, into spikes, or into other enemies. After you stomp on them repeatedly, they will drop their weapon, allowing you to dash to it to pick it up. Dashing two weapons is the only way to get a dash in Shady Knight, which does mean that sometimes you will be screwed. Of course, there's a bunch of tech for it that gives you more movement options. Now there's 3 weapons and 1 object of no value that you can dash to: the sword, the bow, and the spear. Each of them has unique movement abilities. Speaking of which, if you collected enough red skulls, you unlock the parkour levels, which instead of ranking you on how much you cyberbully enemies, task you with going as fast as you can, and these really hurt my brittle fingers. Now, the story exists and has multiple endings, meaning that it's on par with Fallout 3. Now, if you want a good story, well, let's just say that I'm looking very beastly. I Am Your Beast, also known as Tumblr Sexy Man Simulator, is an indie game that somehow managed to have the best voice acting I have ever heard.
Do I need to keep destroying things you care about? Or are you ready to get the fuck back to work?
I'm going to use your guns and your tech to kill every agent you sent into this forest. So you can tell me when you're ready to stop burying bodies.
And it comes packaged with a story that is actually pretty good for this type of game. Now, the gameplay is an any percent speedrun to kill the entire population of Luxembourg. The fundamental kick is present as a way to finish off enemies or steal their guns, and the guns have limited ammunition. For example, the pistol only has 11 bullets. The last one is you throwing the pistol at Mach 1 to an enemy's skull. Unlike Shady Knight, I'm Your Beast is all about finishing the level as fast as possible, getting time back by killing enemies based on how stupid their death was. Even though it is all about speed, you have less movement options, which means that you need to plan how to get through a level more, then get carpal tunnel trying over and over and over to execute that plan. The perfect solution to this is logically to cut your arm off and replace it with a giant cannon. Didn't think of that. And neither did Steel from, well, that's a bit on the nose. Severed steel is what would happen if Samus got sick and tired of unlocking doors. If it wasn't already clear, Severed Steel has fully destructible environments, which means nowhere is safe for the enemies. Now, in terms of story, Steel lost her arm and is mad, and now she kills and destroys the company that did it. For once, I don't even need to summarize anything. That was really about it. As is practically required at this point, the game has a dedicated kick button, and just like I Am Your Beast, though this time there's a bit of a clearer reason why. Instead of reloading, you throw your guns, landing you a fine for polluting. Unlike I Am Your Beast, however, the amount of mobility you have access to is far higher. You have all the classics: wall running, kick boosting, and double jump. Steel is also the granddaughter of John Fear from hit AI tech demo Fear, meaning that she can slow time down to dive around and take 6 shots. Slow-mo also really helps your ape brain cope with the insanely high speed action. Other than the campaign, Severed Steel also has the firefight mode, which allows you to sell cookies and ranks your performance with customers. And if that still isn't enough, there's the roguelike mode, which drops you in a random map with an objective and lets you pick cards with various effects. And as a reward, lets you dress Steel in increasingly stupid colors. If you enjoyed the feel of the game but constantly feel the call of the outside world, Echo Point Nova is the game for you. Echo Point Nova is the only game where you can destroy a giant mech while doing a kickflip upside down in a volcano, and it be one of the less absolutely insane moments of the game. In it, you play as John Nova, I assume, who has to collect all the Chaos Emeralds so you can go to space to fight a giant robot? If you couldn't tell, this is the same dev team that made Severed Steel, and they sure have strong points and weak points. The first thing you might notice is that I lied and not all games give you a score. The second thing you might notice is that it's a fully open world game with insanely high speed movement. You unlock all the tools to reach the speed of light one at a time. First the double jump, then the grappling hook, and then the hoverboard, which is what really allows all the crazy fast movement by removing all friction. The main gameplay loop are the challenges spread throughout the open world, where you basically trash talk the mercenary company into sending a platoon of soldiers to kill you, just to then style on them and steal their pocket money. To help in your cyberbullying efforts, you have 6 weapon slots, each with several options, but there's only one that matters in my heart. The RPG is fantastic. Not only is it useful with the destructible terrain, but it has absolutely no self-damage, which means combining that with the grappling hook lets you bounce around the arena like a pinball. Not to mention the fact that you get triple damage if you use the right perk. The perks function on an energy system. You have a limited amount of energy, increased by getting hats by the way, which you can then spend on using unlockable perks which range from useful to just ridiculous. Now next, hello? I said I didn't want to see the cool games. Ah, okay then vanish! Some people, I swear. You wanted to see the cool games, right? Good. Well, I'm off to claim insurance. It sure does feel good to know everyone in the universe loves me. Anyway, I give every game I talked about a prescription for ADHD meds out of 10. Now like, subscribe, and erect a monument to tell people to watch my channel.